All right, for the next.
Yes, next. I personally am looking very much forward to this one. So we have our guest speaker from the biggest media platform conglomerate, let's say, Meta. So we're going to hear about some key numbers of 2023 from Meta. Some new technologies that Meta has to offer, so very exciting, and also some key tips and priorities that every business leader should have. All the way from Meta, please welcome Joachim Marciano, Head of Hospitality Services, MEA.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Joachim Marciano. I've been at Meta for a very long time, actually for longer than 98% of its current employees. Through all the highs and all the lows we've been through, the one thing that remains constant is our focus as a company on building valuable connections. And I think we're best positioned to discuss connections because today there is 3.96 billion monthly active users across our platforms globally. Out of these, 3.14 billion are actually connecting every single day. Daily active users. Let me actually double click on what we mean by active. People don't just connect, they come and they do things on our platform. We've raised $7 billion for the causes that matter to us. We're sending 140 billion messages every single day across Messenger, WhatsApp, but also Instagram Direct. There's an interesting figure here, which is Reels. Every single day, we consume collectively 200 billion Reels. It's an insane amount. In reality, it's very hard to really grasp what this represents and what people do on the platform. So let me share with you a short video that kind of brings this to life for us.
Come on! Meet the Actives. They're the 3.8 billion people who are on our platform every day, sharing, supporting, conversing, creating. In a world where connections and opportunities never stop. Where people don't just watch things, they connect with each other to make things happen. It's a world where the Flens and Coda connect with other dog owners to find a new beginning for Coda. Where Louisa can share her truth so others can wear her truth. Where brands like yours don't just advertise. They meet people where they are and get them to where they want to go. Where lipstick lovers can find the shades to make them feel more confident. Where stressed travelers get the help they need right when they need it. So dream vacations can stay a reality. Where a brand inspires new musicians and sales go off the charts. We believe connections can take your business anywhere. So we do everything we can to enhance them with industry-redefining artificial intelligence that continually works to increase your growth. We make every connection safer, more valuable, and more meaningful to all. Every connection is an opportunity.
What I love about this video is that it really reminds us how people are using the platform. And most importantly, how business interactions come together with personal interactions. Yet, a lot of the business leaders I meet every day still think according to this kind of 70-year-old framework of B2B, P2P, B2C as separate buckets with different strategies. We don't think that's a reflection of reality. Actually, every single object and service we engage with most moments of the day are services or products that are promoted by brands. And who here wants to wear the same clothes for the next 20 years? We are all excited by discovering new products and new brands, and we do this in the same space where we're willing to discover the next band or the next people that we're going to be connecting with. So we're not only in the business of generating demand and creating discovery, we're also in the business of converting it. Actually, 70% of the online shoppers in general say they discover products on our platform. 46% of them say they went all the way through to the purchase thanks to a product they discovered on Facebook or Instagram. There are 600 million business interactions on messaging every single day. So you understood it. We are aiming to support the different partners and businesses that we're working with in growing their own business. Actually, when we studied with US Berkeley what was the economic impact of Meta, what we found is that for every single dollar invested on the platform, on average, the ad return is $3.31. That's significant. Actually, for an anecdote, this is the slide I had to share with my uncle that owns a small boutique hotel to finally convince him not to let the receptionist manage his social media presence, actually do something a bit more significant with it. In reality, it's a complex operation. And so today, what I want to do is take a few minutes to kind of share with you 4 items out of everything that's possible that I think should be on your to-do list in 2024, at least you should consider. Let's start with Reels. Let me make a bold statement here. Reels goes a little bit further than just a format or placement. It's a language. I'll share a little story that kind of illustrates why I think that. Last summer, I was traveling through Spain with my daughter in one of our daddy-daughter holidays. And we stopped in this cafe that is in Madrid with that beautiful view, and there was a small playground. And she started playing in that playground. By the end of that improvised little play date, she had met a few little girls, and there's one girl that she really liked and she wanted to keep in touch with. So she asked me to exchange phone numbers with the dad. I was quite skeptical, to be honest. Like, my daughter doesn't speak a word of Spanish, and that girl didn't speak a word of English. I wasn't sure how they were going to stay in touch. And God, I was wrong. What she does regularly is ask me for my phone, and she sends these very cute little videos to her friend of her day-to-day life, her room, her pet, her little toys, and she gets video in return. They don't speak at all the same language, yet they're able to connect and connect meaningfully, share bits of their lives. And actually, if you think about it, mostly for history, we've been communicating with words, with our voice, with our drawings, and with the words we've been writing. But since 2007, a significant shift has happened. We used to consume, I don't know who here is born before 2007, unlikely that it's many of us, but we used to consume videos only from a very small group of people that created super curated, super clean, edited content. But since 2007, the majority of the content we consume, video, every day is produced by what we could call amateurs. Any one of us that are creating videos with their smartphones and sharing it to the world. These are the 200 billion reels that are consumed every single day across the world. And this is redefining how we communicate with each other. How many times have you watched a reel or a video on Instagram or on Facebook that comes from one side of the world to scroll, and a few minutes later, watch another one comes from the other side of the world? And with the added value of AI, we're able to translate language pretty much real time. These barriers are breaking. And the new generation, like my daughter, are born with this new tool, so they communicate through videos. And we're even seeing them, the way they engage with these videos is interesting. They are disliking content that feels too curated, too clean. It doesn't feel authentic. And that's because it's a language. The same way, nobody here will enjoy a conversation with someone that is too formal, that speaks like a robot. You don't relate to people that speak too formally. You need to be able to relate with video content. And this is, of course, an opportunity for brands. It's an opportunity to tap into this emerging culture. It's also an opportunity to allow people to discover and connect with the services you're offering. Actually, a study we did with Ipsos in 15 top markets showed that we're the preferred space to discover, like Reels is the preferred space to discover brands. And more importantly, our data shows that every single time you add Reels to a campaign you're running, your performance will improve. No matter if it's top of the funnel, whether you're aiming at just building brand awareness, mid-funnel, where you want to try and create demand, or just drive conversion at the bottom part of the funnel. Let me share a small example. TUI had a brand campaign that they were running. And they just added Reels as a placement, as a format to their campaign. And what they saw is significant. 5.3-point lift in campaign ad recall. Not easy to get this type of numbers. 65% drop in lower cost per incremental shift in the campaigns that we're running. So how do you do that as a brand? Well, there is 3 kind of key ingredients. There's no perfect recipe, but there's 3 things to keep in mind. The first thing is make it entertaining. It has to be delightful. It has to be fun. It has to be something people enjoy watching. Make it digestible, short, snappy. If your logo doesn't appear in the first 2 seconds, very likely you're missing the biggest chunk of the ad recall opportunity. Finish with these long videos that take 2 minutes to reveal. And finally, make it relatable. Think about the audience you're engaging with. What are their codes, and how do you engage in their space? Let me speak a little bit about leads. Leads on our platform is a very simple tool that allows people to simply express an interest in a service or a brand and share, in just a few clicks, their contact details. It's a pre-populated form, so they don't need to go through the pain of having to enter the details. Why this matters is because we're entering a space where, and we all know it, signals are becoming more and more rare. We've seen it with the iOS changes. We're seeing it coming soon for the other operating systems. And first-party data is the bread and butter of any AI systems. So your first-party data is key. And we've seen many people discuss the importance of first-party data today. One of the things I like to highlight is that when you're starting to have or leverage this type of placements, what you're doing as a business is potentially opening the route to a messaging conversation. What this means is that you're moving away from this very cold space that people interact with, which is the same website that any of us will be engaging with, into a very personal space, which is your messaging environment, where you send messages to your friend, where you can tailor your conversation to the people you're engaging with. And let me give you an example of how you can do that. You can have, I'll give you 2 examples actually. We can have a little questionnaire that kind of pre-qualifies who you're engaging with. Get a sense of who they are, what they're traveling for, whether it's family vacation, what are the key motivators when it comes to their next trip. And then when you're going to be engaging in a business conversation with them on Messenger, on WhatsApp, you'll be able to reframe what you're proposing around these signals. Another way of doing it is to kind of try and find the people that travel extremely frequently and what they value the most, so that when you engage with them, again, you're not going with the generic offering, you're going with what's going to be triggering them to pay attention to your message. Let's speak about Advantage Plus. One of the most important aspects of what we do as business leaders every single day is make assumptions. We make assumptions that drive most of the decisions we're making across the different platforms, specifically when it comes to marketers. One of the biggest impact AI is going to have, and we saw it actually in the last session of this morning, all hand, is going to be removing that responsibility and positioning artificial intelligence as an enabler of analyzing big data to reduce the amount of assumptions we're making. And this is exactly what's happening when it comes to marketing. Our AI is analyzing so many more signals than any data analyst could do, so that you don't have to determine where you want to put your budget and how to distribute your budget between the different campaigns, or what is the audience that you're engaging with. We used to make these assumptions every day. They are between 20 and 25 years old, or 30 and 35 years old. They have this type of interest. Finished. The AI will look at your audience, the people that are converting, will analyze 80+ signals from these people and look for the twins, their digital twins on the platform. People that are not only looking like them, but behaving like them, so that they can serve your ad at the right moment, at the right place, to increase the likelihood that these people will convert. Creative automation, same thing. We used to make these big decisions that were so important for our business. What is our creative message? What is the story we're going to be telling? And we had this one-story-fits-all approach because it was too expensive, too complex to develop too many stories. AI is allowing us today to enable a much wider model where we create different stories and we let the algorithm find out which story is going to resonate with who. Same thing for placement. Do I put it on mobile, on desktop? Where is the space that my customers are? Let AI decide that for you. And when you do this, your business results increase drastically across the board. This is one example. I get the same feedback from all the organizations I work with. Every time you add Advantage Plus to any campaign you're running, so you let the AI make the decision for you, you see that the average performance improves. In this case, Warner Hotels just added Advantage Plus shopping to their campaign, and they saw 1.5x increase incremental return on ad spend. 40% higher reach. These were people that they didn't include in their own audiences when they defined them. These are customers that they were just not engaging. These are significant shifts in performance, and they make a big difference on your bottom line. Finally, I'll touch on messaging. I could spend an hour just on messaging, but we spoke about loyalty this morning. I think messaging is one of the biggest opportunity business owners have today to reshape, rethink how they engage with clients, specifically when these are non-frequent travelers, when people are just coming or traveling once, twice, or 3 times a year. How do you keep these relationships alive? How do you share information with them? Messaging is a fantastic place to do that. From pre-sales all the way through the re-engagement, where you can share information, keep the conversation going, help them planning. And AI is going to enhance these experiences drastically. You can imagine a space where somebody just clicks on an ad, shares the details with you, and then you start asking questions. Where are you going? What type of holidays you want to plan? What's important for you when you're planning these holidays? And kind of have that conversation, and the AI pulls the information that will help them not only buy your service and product, but design the entire experience they're going to be having in their destination. And we have so many solutions today, so you can show your rooms, you can show your menus, your spa menus, your restaurants. You can go quite deep into this conversation in a way that feels extremely casual. There's a very cool example, actually. This is Visit Valencia. Visit Valencia, they have 800,000 people that live in Valencia. There's 2 to 3 million people that visit Valencia every year. There's 400 different committees organizing events. And what they found is that these made it extremely difficult to kind of share with the right people what was the right event for them to attend so that they could have the best experience possible. So they created this messaging experience. When you land in Valencia, you can just quickly engage with the Valencia bot. It's quite fluid. And in a few questions, very quickly, it will propose for you a small itinerary. What they saw is 99% cost saving per interaction on WhatsApp. They were able to support 3 times more languages, 41x more in client engagement, people that they just didn't speak to before. So 4 things to keep in mind: Reels, Leads, Advantage Plus, and messaging. And just before I go and share a little bit of what's coming for the future, one thing that is very important is that today, if you don't have an API to API connection with our platform, the likelihood that you're able to extract value from your investments across the Meta platform is going to drop significantly, as the AI system is based on our ability to leverage your data to make the best decisions possible and reach the right people. So if it's not something you've done in 2023, I strongly recommend you consider it for 2024. Let me get you a snippet into what we're baking for the future. Some exciting stuff. We'll look at mixed reality, artificial intelligence, and smart glasses. Let's start with AI, since it's a hot topic. We integrated AI since the creation of the feed. Actually, our newsfeed is powered by AI. In 2013, we launched, I remember I was there in Paris, what is FAIR. FAIR is an AI research lab that is managed by Yann LeCun, one of the godfathers of AI, based in Paris. And the researchers that work in this lab are able to publish openly every single piece of research they develop. This year alone, we launched, in 2023, very cool solutions, AI models. We launched models that take a prompt, a text, and is able to create a 3D video from it. We launched an AI model that is able to look at an image and create a sound snippet just from looking at the image. We launched an AI model that can speak any language in the world in your own voice. And most importantly, we launched Llama 2, which is essentially a foundational layer for any OpenAI development. And of course, we know that people will want to experience AI, and most people still haven't had the opportunity to truly experience AI. So we want to put AI in people's hand. We want to bring these experiences through the platforms that we have. And before I go into giving you examples, I want to clarify something. We're also launching the AI Studio, which is a tool that used to be internal, but it's going to become public soon. And this tool allows coders and non-coders alike to create their own AIs. It's going to be transformative for many businesses. So some of the experiences that are coming. The first one is what we call the Meta AI assistant. So it's a chatbot, a chat that you can already, for some of you, maybe use on Messenger or WhatsApp in the region. And you can have this conversation with this assistant. We have different versions of it, from business coaches to sport coaches to musicians to whatever your interest might be. And you can start engaging with them and ask any questions you want. And this AI system is actually embedded with Emu, which allows you to create an image, a photorealistic image from a simple text prompt. And it also integrates in group conversation, which is the part I love the most. I used it to plan my holidays for the winter holidays with my family. We asked Meta AI to give us ideas of restaurants or different places that we could be visiting. It really transforms the dynamics when it comes to a group conversation. We also launched AI models that are enabling creativity. Creativity used to be limited to people that had been trained on very complex tools. Today, with a text prompt, you can change the background of an image. You can collectively imagine or reimagine a photo. You can create your own stickers. There are billions of people every day that create stickers. And this is just an aperture of what's coming. Imagine the impact this will have on marketers as they start imagining their next campaign. Time to production, the pace at which this campaign will come to life will transform drastically. It will also create massive testing opportunities. From a business point of view, we tested it in this region too, the Gen AI tools. And essentially what this does is enables marketers to have many different text copies for their ads, or expand a square image and make it mobile friendly, or transform the background of a product catalog feed so that suddenly you make it more engaging and A/B tested against the audience you have. And of course, on the messaging front, AI is transforming these conversations. They become less robotic, they become a lot more natural, a lot more rich. Let me touch on mixed reality. We launched this year our new device, so this is the Quest 2, and we launched just a few weeks ago, Quest 3. And the main difference is that when you put your Quest 3 on, you're actually going to remain in the same space. You're not immediately entering a virtual world. And the device is scanning the room you're in and is able to start projecting virtual reality element in that space. So if you have a virtual baseball in your hand or tennis ball in your hand and you throw it against a physical wall that actually exists, it's going to bounce back. I don't know if you've seen these videos of people learning piano with these type of tools. It's transforming the experiences we have. And by the way, one of the great applications of that is by Hilton. They found that these devices help them train at scale around the world, which was something that is very expensive to do typically, like sending teams in every hotels, and it's laborious. By the time you finish training, you have to start again. Imagine 10 devices per hotels, and you're able to train in 1 week your entire staff. Beyond just these fully immersive devices that we're aiming, by the way, to, our main focus is making them more and more affordable so that in a couple of years, anybody will be able to afford them. We also launched something I'm really excited by, which is the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. These are super cool. What they do is not only they remove the need for you to have a phone or a camera in your hand when you're engaging in these important moments with your family, these big ceremonies, or anything that matters for you. Most importantly now, it has AI integrated into it. So you can speak to it. You can speak to it. So imagine you're playing that game of pickleball and you're not sure of what the rules are. You can just speak to your glasses and ask, what are the rules? Can you remind me? How should I do this? How should I do that? Or if you're traveling and you're just coming across a menu in a restaurant that you don't know what it's about, you can ask the AI to tell you and translate it for you. Imagine how these can transform your experience when visiting cities. You see monuments and you just want to learn about it, and you just have to ask the AI to look at it for you and tell you what this monument is about, what's the story behind it. This will transform the way we engage in our everyday activities. Let me show you a short video.
So I just double press this button?
That's it.
Oh, we are live. Wow, these are dope.
Hey, Meta, call Eric.
Calling Eric.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, Eric, yeah, let's go with the silk.
Hey Meta, send a photo to Mom on WhatsApp. Say cheese. Cute.
Hey Meta, what mocktail pairs well with an avocado pesto pasta?
A refreshing cucumber lime mocktail pairs well with avocado pesto pasta.
Wow, that's fire.
What does it sound like?
It's like all around me. Hey Meta, take a video. All right, let's go.
You look good.
What else can these do?
These glasses are available now. In most markets, are coming to the region soon. If you get a chance to put your hands on them, they're mind-blowing. Look, I just want to wrap here. Thank you for your time. I just want to remind you all that our focus as a business is really on enabling and building connections, because we believe that every connection is an opportunity. Thank you for your time today.